The new dribbling system, including speed boosting. We've got the new go-to shots that can lead to some insane greens. We've got the shot rating you need to shots that can lead to some insane.
Sneeze about to have a fucking field day.
We've got the shot rating you need to green consistently. We've got the mid-range game covered for all you midi magicians out there. We've got the new rhythm shooting system. And for all you slashers, we've got a detailed meter dunking breakdown. We're gonna cover the all-new shot contest system, and for all the centers, we cover the standing dunks and the paint mash. We've got Devin Booker floaters, we've got scoopers, everything you need to know about layups. We've got everything from paint defense to perimeter bumps to bump steals. Lockdown, stay tuned. Of course, we're gonna break down post scoring, and spoiler alert, it's really good again. We've got ankle breakers, blowout dribbles, Patty Mills jump shot. Everything you want to know about NBA 2K25 is in this video. Drop a like. Let's get it to 10,000 likes.
It all sounds good. It all sounds good. Why you got them car windshields on your face, yo?
You could not speed boost on this game. I don't know.
That's fucked up, man. Because I need to see.
My biggest concern
My contacts ripped.
Botox Cosmetic was losing my expression.
If I put an afro pick in your hair, I could scoop you off your chair. 25 an hour is 52K a year. It's pretty solid, to be honest. How you doing, brother? I'm doing good, man.
Who y'all talk to? You
can't complain. It's a nice day.
Okay,
I got on here early. No complaints.
You can speed boost. Okay, was it different? Absolutely. Is it going to take us a little while to figure out how to speed boost out of every single move on the game? Of course. Just like 2K24, the beginning of the game, nobody could speed boost out of stuff. People were spamming Magic Johnson crossover for like 2 months, right? It took us a while. People thought you had to have Kyrie Irving dribble style to speed boost. And then we realized, okay, you got to do a hezzy out of each dribble move, and then you can burst cleanly. It's going to be something like that along the lines for 25 as well. We just got to find the sauce. People like Young Dirk and Koza were doing a lot more dribble labbing than me. I just tested it a little bit. I speed boosted with De'Aaron Fox, with John Morant, with LeBron James. And for those of you that were also wondering, LeBron hotback is back. Yeah, you still get the big hotback, and for the small guards, I mean, Chris Paul's got the same thing.
I shouldn't hop on 2K after this movie. You running?
Is back. You're gonna be doing it. The combos, the quick little combos that like Steph Curry has.
After I watch YouTube, I'll be down to get on some 2K if you got some numbers. My camera is fried.
They felt pretty smooth, pretty clean. I lapped up a little bit. You know, you could spam like the jaw aggressive combo breakdown. And I chained together some decent little moves. In my opinion, the big players almost moved better than the small players. But like, look at, I'm speed boosting with De'Aaron Fox, like no problem. And this was me labbing for like 5 to 10 minutes, you know? So that whole thing, people were tweeting, oh, there's no speed boosting. I don't know what these people, I don't know if they played the same game as me, but you see the cross launch on the crossover right there, little like quick, I guess kind of quick stop pull up, the magic crossover into like the John Wall crossover.
Playing any
to the
PC
hoop right
games?
here. There's definitely
I got a half sword.
We just gotta, you know, 20 minutes of labbing the
that should look fun.
Community day is,
I think I got a couple other things, but nothing crazy.
A while. You see the John Wall
couple seasons of The Walking Dead I hadn't played. I saw that game you were talking about. I forgot what it was called, but you were describing that like what everybody does was like a team game.
Dribbling is different.
I saw a little bit of it on your stream, and I saw some other people playing it too.
Lab it up. We got to find out the best SIGs. We're using NBA players.
I don't know if I should start the year the bigger lock. I've had guards since 2K16. I even started 24 with the play sharp. Lockdown protocol, yeah.
They do not have optimized SIGs.
I feel like you can't go wrong with a lock.
A couple good SIGs, but they don't have like your my
locks are always like the same too. There's all kinds of different bigs, there's all kinds of different guards, but like most like wing locks, perimeter locks are pretty much the same. 3&D. Shit is so fun, you should get it.
10 good animations.
How much is it on Steam?
All animations you have are good.
My pocket's a little tight.
Clean bursts and clean movement.
It's reasonable, so am I.
They're NBA players. They have their actual SIGs. Some of them are trash.
10?
Some
That's
of their
reasonable.
SIGs are trash. Just a bug almost hit me in the eye. Some of their SIGs are trash every year, right? So let's relax. I think we're gonna.
I'll get it. See what he's talking about.
Like at the beginning of 24, it felt stiff. It felt slow. Nobody could figure out how to move cleanly and speed boost. And like I said, people were
pretty solid.
Magic Johnson crossover for like a month.
I feel like 10 and under games, like
figure it out. When it comes to
it's a nice amount of risk and reward.
Gonna go crazy on this game. I was able to like dribble backwards a little bit, and I'm not.
Keep your expectations low with those types of games.
Steezo's gonna go absolutely insane on this game. All right, so let's look at the new shot timing profiles. You have layup timing and shot timing profiles. So for layup timing, you have real player percentage, low, normal, and high risk.
I'll play with you.
Still have your shot timing visual cue. At least in the demo version, you couldn't create
I mean, shit, I would have hoped so.
That they had talked about, so you could just choose.
If I would have gone on there and you would have played with me, I would have been hurt.
And then for the shot timing profile, you see it's set to difficulty based, which is basically just
I'm gonna keep you posted on that.
Depending on the difficulty you're playing on. So I don't know how that's going to work with online gameplay, if that's going to be an option. But you still have real player percentage, low, normal, and high risk. And essentially, you can read the descriptions here, but the higher the risk you go, the more your timing matters. And I'm going to be honest, unless you have bad Wi-Fi or you're just extremely new to 2K, after testing normal and high risk and all these options, everyone's going to play on high risk. Like everyone that plays the game and is, I'd say, average to above average, unless you have bad Wi-Fi, you're going to play on high risk because it just...
Jump shot timing considerably affects the shot outcome with a higher chance at making shots with great timing, also a higher chance to miss with poor timing. Okay.
3-point ratings, I was still able to spark. So here's what I was talking about. You see I have it set to high risk reward on your shot timing profile, okay? And I'm using Ja Morant here. The difficulty is on Hall of Fame, and we're gonna go in and we're gonna check out Ja's 3-point rating. It is a 78 3-point rating, and I did go look at his badges after. He has no limitless range, so not even bronze limitless range.
That is an ugly make animation. The way that shit bounces into the
brother. You know, he's got a few shooting badges, if I remember correctly, but I just looked to see if he had limitless. It's on Hall of Fame.
It's that time.
Like I was,
whoever got
this was using Ja's jump shot base with no jump shot boost. I don't think he had any 3-point hot zones. Like, and I was still able to just green. So in my opinion, if you're not using high risk, high reward, you're going to be at an extreme disadvantage, especially when you play against other good players.
Is he missing greens?
Like I said, unless you have bad
I'm bullshit. I'm not paying attention. I'm not gonna lie. Paying attention. I'm just gonna get on this motherfucker and get buckets.
Like, and I was still able to just green badges, if I remember correctly, but I just looked to see if he had limitless. It's on Hall of Fame, and like I was, you know, this is using Ja's jump shot base with no jump shot boost. I don't think he had any 3-point hot zones. Like, and I was still able to just green. So in my opinion, if you're not using high risk, high reward, you're going to be at an extreme disadvantage, especially when you play against other good players. Like I said, unless you have bad Wi-Fi or something, you're going to be on that high risk. Now, the next thing I wanted to test was limitless range. It's on Hall of Fame, and I'm shooting from the logo. Steph has Hall of Fame limitless range. So, you know, this year you can get legend limitless range, but no NBA players that we played on had legend badges. So I wasn't able to test any legend badges, but as you can see, I can shoot from basically the center circle with Hall of Fame limitless. Now, Steph does have a 99.3, but he only has
Type shit. What's going on, Juan? Crazy not real. Niggas a robot. I'm convinced. React to the YouTube suggestions. I got you.
As Hoff limitless, so it's gonna be interesting to see what that legend limitless is like. Let's move on.
There's a couple other vids before that, and then it's like 20 minutes of this, but I got you. Don't let me forget, but I got you. How you feeling, bro? You go to the gym today?
Now this is it in action. Basically, it gives you two timings. It gives you a feedback on the first initial push of the stick in terms of your timing, and then it gives you a second reading at the bottom that talks about your tempo. Now, if you green both the timing and the tempo, you make it every time from what I saw. If you green one or the other, you make it a decent amount of the time. But as you see in this screenshot, you got the timing and the tempo, and you know, right here, I got great timing, great tempo, so they're both green. You make the shot every time from what I saw. But the main problem I think is going to come with this is, let's look at the two situations. First of all, catch and shoot. When you're catching and shooting using the stick shooting, it seemed like there was a slight delay. Like there was a little bit of a hitch in terms of how fast you could get the shot off. And maybe I was just doing it wrong because it was the first time playing the game. But even people that I
do it later if you're still live, I got you.
They felt like they could shoot
to gym
much quicker. Like you could instantly shoot the ball if you shot.
How long till you go to the gym?
Catch and shoots. And there was that slight hitch, slight delay using the stick, which obviously is going to lead to your shot getting contested more because you can't get the shot off as quickly. The other situation besides catch and shoot is dribbling. And obviously it's something new, and I was only experimenting with it for a few minutes on this demo version of 2K25, but To go from comboing dribble moves to then shooting with the stick, it felt very awkward, and maybe that's just because it's new. If I had to guess whether people are going to use it or not, I would say majority of people will not use this. Kind of like the shot aiming back in 2K21. I think it was 2K21 if y'all remember that. I feel like it's going to kind of be like that. You'll get a few people experimenting with it, but for the most part, people are going to stick with that.
Like 30 minutes?
Especially with the high risk option. I just feel like it was so consistent. Even with that, even with John Morant, with the 78 3 ball.
If you're still here, I will.
You know, are my players with much higher ratings, with jump shot boost, with hot zones, lethal zones, etc., etc. Y'all, you guys understand what I'm saying. The one situation I think I could see people potentially using the stick shooting is on fades. Now, these clips are from my boy Swag. He was testing it out, and he said it felt really good when he was just kind of running to the side and shooting like a mid-range fade. So maybe people will use that. He said he would kind of experiment with it more and consider it. But for someone like me who's typically ISOing, I don't see myself comboing up and creating space and then using the stick to shoot. So experiment with it as you want. I'll probably test it out a little bit more, but I think I'm just going to be shooting with the button on that high risk, high reward. Go-to shots. These are actually pretty cool. How effective will they be? I'm not sure. And did they soup up the green window on these? I don't know, because I was green and reds and yellows on these like crazy. And yes, this is on Hall of Fame. That is a very tight red coverage that we're going to get into shortly. On Hall of Fame difficulty over Michael Jordan, who has straight Hall of Fame defensive badges. Here's another one right here with Kevin Durant, and it's a greened another red contest over Chris Middleton. So the go-to shots, the reason I like them is just because they look really, really nice. Aesthetically, they are very pleasing. They look very like, they literally, as a fan of the NBA, they look just like the player movements from real life. Now, some of them are a little slow and they don't create a lot of space. So I don't know how much people will actually use them in like online gameplay. But the one thing that is good about these, as we read in the courtside report, if you watched that video or read about it yourself, you can, at any moment out of those combinations, you can speed boost out of it. You can also at any moment, as you, let's say you go tween, behind the back,
I don't like how the ball is going into the hoop, bouncing around on the rim and shit.
You can do a different dribble move. So let's say I go tween, behind the back, tween, and then I want to just do like an escape and run right. I can escape and run right at any moment within that whole sequence.
What if Joe doesn't know
that? That's like the shot canceling.
That's a fact.
Feature that they were talking about, and I was a little skeptical because I was like, well,
a lot of this video has just been opinions.
2Ks, you could shot cancel, like you do a hop jumper, you just don't shoot it, right? You do a hop jumper and then just like run out of it. But it was much smoother, like they said, I will say. So we'll have to experiment with it. I'm sure everyone's gonna find like the one or two good like signature go-to shot that creates a ton of space or allows you to like
Toxic Trade is looking for best 2K25 builds and thinking they don't know shit. The game isn't even out yet.
Find like the most effective ones.
Trust somebody, then you don't believe them.
From a visual standpoint, they looked really good, and I don't know if they.
At the end of the day, nobody can tell you like the best build for you.
Signature go-to shots a lot, and all the gameplay you see in this video is on Hall of Fame. Off dribble shooting. For those of you that love the mid-range and love the hop jumpers and fades and all that, it felt really good. I'll be honest, like
I got 2K on the mind.
Obviously, I'm using Kevin Durant and some other really good, high-rated players, but it felt very greenable. Yellows, reds, felt. I think the mid-range is going to be lethal again on this game. Like it's going to be something people can go to with the front fades, the side fades, the back fades, the hop jumpers, spin shots, all the stuff that all you like midi loving players loved about 24. I feel like the mid-range is going to be just as effective on this game. So yeah, whether you're shooting the signature shots, the hop shots, the fades, the mid-range is definitely going to be back this year, in my opinion. Of course, I'm just playing against the AI, but I think I get a pretty good sense of it from what I tested. And
Trade is wanting a pure shooter and wanting a pure center and just making a hybrid power forward.
Meters, there is no green window that it shows. So in order.
Bees, what's going on, Mega Man?
Some people want double the chicken.
Mega Man, DTV.
Burrito with crisp, fresh purple cabbage.
To determine whether it's a good or a bad dunk attempt,
real?
I'm not really
no idea what that means, Hammer.
It's a bit of guesswork. Did it feel good? Oh, it still felt good.
How do I put that in UFC terms?
Real good. I did not green all of them, so it wasn't like super duper easy
to it's a pure grappler and a pure striker.
Hall of Fame.
Just make someone balance. It's no blue strip. I got too many names, but
tell you if it's like in
blue strip lock.
For example, you'd say, oh, it's a big meter or a small.
What's going on, blue strip?
You know, they talked about the dunk meter logic was going to change, and it wasn't just going to be straight up big or straight up tiny. We don't really even know what is considered an in-between or what's considered a big meter, small meter. We don't know any of that because when you go up, regardless of which of the 3 dunk meters you pick,
getting unbanned tomorrow, yes sir.
A green window.
Try to stay out this time.
Standing dunks that we're going to get into in a second. So I guess it's going to be a lot of trial and error on what's a good take and what's like super greenable. The one thing I will say is going against smaller play, like jaw dunking on a guard, definitely felt a lot easier as I miss one on Dinwiddie. I mean, I show that. The one thing I will say is the opponent, the defender mattered. For example, like trying to dunk on Draymond felt a lot more difficult than trying to dunk on a guard like a Kyrie Irving or something. Like it definitely felt like the defender's attributes and badges mattered more than it did on 24, which overall is a good thing. I think that makes sense. But like I said,
2K persuaded me on my cop.
You really don't know what's a good or a bad take.
What, 25?
Trial and error. Did it still?
They don't even have
good?
To try anymore.
Absolutely. Let's get into shot contest. So they took away percentages. And from what I understand, there won't be percentages in the real game either. So there's wide open, I think there's open, and then there's light pressure, which is a yellow contest, and then there's tight, which is a red contest. And then another degree that I saw was very tight, but it was also red colored. So I'm assuming it's just like obviously a heavier contested tight shot, but we don't know like how much more of an effect that has. Now, the bigger question I have is some of these shot contest systems. So I just have 2 examples here because I don't want to go on and on for hours and hours, but check this out. Okay, KD pulls up, it's a light pressure, okay, shooting it over Brook Lopez. Now let's check out this MJ fade over Dwayne Wade. That's a red. So let's break this picture down. I froze it at the release point of both of their jump shots. If
should look like NBA Live.
First one on the left,
and the light scan looks empty in the crowd.
I reached
empty in the crowd. Looks like shit mobile game.
Like, get a strip animation or something like that. So there is no hand.
Grind build. Spend $80, $60
waist at the time of releasing that fade. And
yeah, just come out that pocket, man.
Now on the
take a couple pieces of paper out that pocket.
Contested this shot pretty damn well. Like his hand is all the way up, basically by
Sneeze, how you feeling, man?
Wrist, almost right by his hand. It might be like
one of those gets empty and it's a blowout late in the game.
Defender, you know, you high five the defender.
NBA Live, hell no.
Like, he's right there, and that's a yellow. So that makes me think maybe Dwayne Wade's perimeter is much higher than Brook Lopez's. Maybe his challenger is much higher, or is it going to go back to contests where it's just really depends on where you're standing? Like if you're in the hitbox probably isn't the right term, but you understand what I'm saying. If you're like right up against the defender, even without a hand up, is it going to be a red this year? Because I'm going to be honest, though, the jump shot that KD's taking looks a hell of a lot more contested than the one that Michael Jordan's taking. And like I said, the Jordan contest was a red and the KD contest was a yellow. I'm not really sure about this. I'm not really sure. Obviously, online gameplay will be the
contesting in Brook Lopez
on like how we feel about shot contests, but this was just something that I noticed when I was going back.
Dwayne Wade's a better perimeter defender than Brook Lopez. Of course, Dwayne Wade's going to have a.
The other one, and the other one
it's not what it's about.
Red, so.
Yep, he's
I'm not really sure how I feel about shot contests, and I can't really give you guys a good answer on if it's better, worse.
It's 2K, they don't make sense.
Whatever the case may
probably
be,
worse.
24, so
better in the wrong ways, worse in the right ways.
The example, I can't give you an answer on this one. So let's talk about them taking away the percentages real quick. Immediately, my brain goes, man, like, there's a big difference between a 6% yellow contest and a 36% yellow contest. And we're not going to know that this year. So does that mean every single light contest is exactly the same? Does that mean, you know, obviously depending on the level of your challenger and your perimeter defense, does that make it easier to get a red contest instead of a yellow? Or is it just across all, you know, is whatever's a yellow is a yellow regardless of badges, but then because of the level of the badge will be like how effective that yellow contest is. It just kind of raises a lot of questions about how effective shot contests are going to be, because you're not going to really know in great detail what level the contest is. It's just either open, wide open, yellow or red. Like there's no more information than that. And from what I was told, it's not getting added to the real game. Like this, the way it was in the demo is how it's going to be in the game. Let's talk about some standing dunks, some paint mash, something for you centers. Now, standing dunks, first of all, were really OP in 24 because of the jab step. No more jab steps in the paint. Every time you try to jab step, you see right here, it's just you pump fake, pump fake, pump fake. There's no more.
Find you a girl who is red coverage
in the paint or do any triple threat jab in the paint. Now, the one thing I will say about the standing meter dunks, just like the driving meter dunks, because there's no green window, you don't really know what is a good one and a bad one. So it's gonna, again, be a lot of trial and error. Did I green some? Absolutely. You can also still standing contact dunk with X. I got a couple of those in there in the limited amount of time where I was testing this. Paint mashing, until we play against other human beings, is going to be tough to really get a read on it. But one thing I will say is like moving people out of the way and going up with close shots did feel pretty effective. Obviously, all these guys have high close shot like Giannis and Wembanyama, but looking like Giannis pushing Kevin Durant in and then going up and getting a layup, still greening it over light pressure. I feel like paint mashing could be determined a lot more this year off of potentially close shot, but more importantly, having some post control, because without the jab step, to be able to create the space and be able to create the room that you need to be able to standing dunk or standing layup, I feel like could be a challenge, because that was the
Zero stamina. Bees equals booty eater, efficient, zesty. Mega Man number 2. Click on Mega Man number 2 and look at the profile picture. Click on Mega Man number 2 and look at the profile picture.
We'll have to wait and see. Like
that is BTB from the cord yesterday. It is blue strip. That's what he wants to go by, blue strip.
Let's get into some layups. Now, layups on 24
you need to explain
really
that.
As the year went on, more and more people found
bro,
out
chill. Ain't no chill. Ain't no chill. You've offered no explanation. Click on his. But you need to change that. We'll get no blue say. Blue stripper.
But also in the game, scoopers. Scoopers are back. You still get the cheese body to body scooper animation. They did not remove that. Now, the thing about this is, I don't even know if the devs know this is in the game. Like, once people found this move out, they did it a lot in Pro-Am, and people did it in the stage. It was a bit more of a sweaty move, but basically, you could just body through somebody, even if they had a 99
it don't
strength
matter.
and you had no strength. Strength had nothing to do with it, and that's why I'm not sure the devs even know this is in the game. So that body to body, like scooper cheese layup animation is still a thing.
That's all I need to hear.
And it is still
I don't need much else. What else does he talk about?
Some yellows with it.
Yeah, reds. We get reds too.
Open.
It don't matter.
Also with that, there's some cool new animations like that, where it's like the dude's kind of pushing LeBron in the back, and it just looks cool. And overall, layups did feel very, very effective. Now, again, it's against the AI. Like, we have to wait and see how it feels online. But overall, layups, they felt good. The D-Book floater's back, the scooper's back. Even if you don't get the scooper cheese,
I will be getting my pre-order tonight.
Just even regular scoopers felt good. I greened a lot of
100 points a game in the rec off scooper. B's hype as fuck right now. Yes, sir. I'm making the same build.
Those of you that were asking me to test the layups, I would definitely say for those of you that love layup builds and all that, it's definitely going to be viable again. There might even be some good new layup animations. We'll have to wait and see, you know, if we find like something even better than the D-Book floater this year or whatever. But definitely was fun to do the layups. There's some cool new animations that I noticed, and for those like
why it's not play? I know what it is. We know what it is.
More sweaty players.
It made my heart expand too. You getting that bitch tonight?
Those are all still going to be really effective. Now let's talk about some defense. Pluck steals were kind of
I need the game.
Test, but for those that want bump steals back, I'm going to go out on a limb and say they are back, because I was blitzing the computer.
They need to let me have that bitch early.
Anytime my body hit that ball, the ball popped free.
So we can get it.
Those lockdowns that were frustrating.
What's the word about you trying to put in on it? You trying to put in on it? Real nigga shit. You trying to put in on it?
They were able to get.
I got these mean ass mosquito bites. Fuck with your boy, man.
I think you're gonna be able to get bump steals like crazy this year. Like,
so we can have it. So we can start playing.
Blitzing it, like anytime my body hit that ball, it popped free. And
All right, it's changed, but there's no explanation has been put forth as to why it was what it was.
Like Hall of Fame glove with 99 steel, like a lockdown wood, or anytime I did go for a reach on the ball, I did not get it. Now there's no right stick ripper.
Whoa, what's going on? Hold on.
I was getting a ton of on ball.
What do you mean?
It popped free. With not being able to get the bump steals they feel they were able to get, or they feel they should.
No fault.
Now let's talk about some defense. Pluck steals were kind of tough to test, but for those locks that want bump steals back, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they are back, because I was blitzing the computer on Hall of Fame, and anytime my body hit that ball, the ball popped free. So those lockdowns that were frustrated all of 24 with not being able to get the bump steals they feel they were able to get.
I might be hell on 25. I just might be hell.
Be able to get bump steals like crazy this year. Like, look, I'm blitzing Devin, but it's on Hall of Fame, and I'm just blitzing it. Like, anytime my body hit that ball, it popped free. And testing plucks with the NBA players against the AI is just difficult, because not a lot of the guys have like Hall of Fame glove with 99 steel, like a lockdown wood, or anytime I did go for
pure lock with driving lap and the 3-ball.
Now there's no right stick
and a cool little mid-ages 3-ball. You put down.
A ton of on-ball steals.
I copy you some V. See what I'm up? You got my word. I got your word.
Limited amount of time and I had to get in the
I got your word.
But to me, the
4 years ago, that's too long to remember. Explanation. We're gonna talk about show. We're gonna discuss some contract negotiations.
Correctly, and you get your body onto that.
What's the word, Onyx?
It's gonna pop free from the ball handler, which, in my opinion,
bro, how was that not you, bro?
Anyway, so I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm not sure.
Man, that's you like a mother.
But they definitely didn't feel how they felt when I tested 2K24 last year at community.
Yo, Onyx, he's giving a thorough breakdown on 2K. Guess what, bro? Damn near the exact same as last year, bro. A little bit of difference in the shooting, bro, but for the most part, not shit is different. Nothing sounds different. Nothing sounds innovative.
Demo mode that I played here, this demo version of the game, bumps
this shit regular.
Really, really good. Some more defense. The bumps.
Definitely the Hakeem build returning.
Felt good. That on-ball menace, I think that's what they said was like the new clamps, as you see it popping up in the top right-hand corner. You can get a lot of
still gonna buy, they'll get it.
Like Bill Cartwright
what massive change would you want? Don't do that, bro, because I don't know what I want. I want the game to feel different, bro. I don't want a big-ass city. If there's a big-ass city, I don't want that.
What build is playing against what build, what the
I want these servers to feel cleaner.
What the lightning launches
I want less microtransactions. I want less VC inflation. I want everything fixed. I want everything that's wrong fixed, bro. They know what's wrong.
So hopefully it's balanced, and hopefully
there's no city. All right, good. They listen.
You get a good bump or they get low by. Hopefully it actually does depend on momentum.
Bring back 2K16 part.
And all that.
I ain't played 2K16. Not online.
Once we get into online gameplay, I think within a couple weeks we will definitely have
our Chicago teams, quote unquote.
A little bit already when we were talking about the meter dunks, but
VC inflation is so real, it's insane.
In terms of like, if you kept your body between somebody in the hoop, you could definitely wall up, chase down block right there with LeBron. Definitely can still, chase people.
I don't see anything I dislike, but why would he talk about anything that'd be dislikable?
Did the computer make some red lights?
You know what it means when your PS5 just be shutting off out of nowhere? Take off the plates on it, like the little white protective plates. Make sure there's no dust in there. But try running it without the protective plates. Probably just hot.
I feel like I got the stop.
Does it beep 3 times? It starts blowing the fan real loud before it shuts off.
It was much harder to meter dunk.
I can make a female character embody men or no?
So I think size, but then also attributes matter, like Draymond's defense and badges.
Why do you want to? Why do you want to go out there with a fucking strong-bodied Caitlin Clark build?
Take into consideration.
Fucking someone's buff-ass mother.
Well, every year, bro. Every year. They're gonna be godly, bro. They're going to be godly. I'm telling you that right now. You still get the spin throw animations. The post hooks felt good. The post fades felt good. And Joel only has gold post badges. So there's 2 tiers up. Right? You can go to you can go to Hoff, and then you could go to Legend. So a pure post scorer with Legend.
Alright, who the hell is that?
Post badges.
Ooh. In the corner.
Get ready, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Hello, white man. It is Joe Knows.
They are back again.
He is a.
They are back again.
He's breaking this 2K down to us.
Obviously, Embiid has a really
I want to
good
know what type of
mid-range
suffering I'm
rating
going to be going through for the
and
next
post control rating and all that. So the
10,
phase with
11
him
months.
did
Joe
feel,
Grammer?
Extremely good.
Part-time.
I don't think we're gonna have as high a rating.
Joe for Joe.
You know, if you made a 7.
What's going on, Kalery?
But I guess potentially you could if you went small wingspan. But anyways, my point
Joe
is,
Beazle in this
back.
bitch.
They're gonna be godly.
Come on, man.
Still throw people. The drop steps felt really, really good.
I'm
The hooks,
cooling.
the fades. This was with gold badges.
Shit, I'm not.
Legend.
Shit, I'm not.
On and on and on. Post scores.
Shit, I'm not.
They're gonna be
Alright.
godly. Another thing to test was the blowout dribble. Now you do it with the flicking the right
That's some
stick
cool
up,
shit, though.
and I'll be honest, it
How
did
does one
feel
drop
better
step?
Than 2K24. It definitely felt like you could.
Is 93
actually kinda
bad?
get downhill.
Oh, what?
With it. In terms of just getting separation from the opponent.
Aren't you
it did
Caribbean or
feel
some shit,
better,
though?
but I was playing against the
I don't really
AI. Of
feel
course,
heat.
You gotta see when there's another human being sprinting as fast as he can to try to catch up.
You
to
do it in
When
the
comes to
drills, not in the
ankle breakers,
games?
I really only got one, and I didn't even do it on purpose, and it was on a hop jumper, unfortunately.
Test it more in park.
Are ankle breakers back? Are they going to be effective? I'm not
Ask
really
is
sure.
maybe?
The one thing
Or
I will
Jay?
say was when I was dribbling on the perimeter a lot,
Thought that was your body time. I thought you was playing 2K? Nah, this is
I wasn't
the
getting any crazy ankle
2K25.
breaker. It was almost like I was getting
They let some people
stun
play it real
animations
early.
just from doing like small little combos. So it almost seemed
I
like
feel like this guy got paid by
this ankle
2K
breaker
though.
also tight
So he's
in,
making it, you know what I mean? He's
stun
sugarcoating it.
And
93 is
it wasn't
crazy
like
as fuck.
anything
Okay, thank
crazy
you.
in terms of the
I was gonna
stun.
say, how the fuck do you just you just eat 93?
But I heard the crowd every time I saw the defender wobble, even just a little bit, you know, ooh, we'll see once we get online. I didn't like spam to get ankle breakers all that often, but everyone else I talked to said they barely got any. All right, a lot of you guys asked
Just
me about
seemed-
Patty Mills' jump shot because it was
It just
so
seemed like
good in
2K.